Miss Sigmund here. We are on another virtual field trip and we are at the Carlsbad Caverns, one of the top 7 natural wonders of the world. So let's go check out Carlsbad Caverns. Now, how did we get to the Carlsbad Caverns? Well, started off in Albuquerque. We then headed east on I-40. There's Clyde's Corners. Then headed south through Encino, Vaughn, all the way down to Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, and the caverns are actually about 17 miles outside of Carlsbad. All right, to give you an idea of just how desolate this area is, just flat as it can be. So if you look at this path and you look over, you see a stone wall and a bunch of stone buildings. Those were built by the CCC, the Conservation Corps. These are people who long ago needed work, and this is how they earned their money.
Trail off to your right gets you to the big hole in the ground, and it is quite steep walking downhill. My best advice, slow and steady wins that race. Best way to protect your legs, see the most cave in the process. Let's make sure we're enjoying the cave from the safety of the trail today. A lot of sharp rocks, steep drop-offs. Want to keep you safe first and foremost. The cave is a fragile environment. We want to keep it safe from us as well. So I will ask that we not touch any rocks or cave formations along the way. I know it's tempting. They're close to the trail. The oils on our skin are quite destructive over time. And I recommend keeping your voice at a whisper. It doesn't harm the cavern at all, but it does travel in echo, so something to be mindful of. It's about 2.5 miles of trail to explore. Take your time. There are rangers walking around if you have any questions.
All right, so Carlsbad Caverns is actually in the Chihuahuan Desert, which is actually where City of Rocks is. I don't know, guys, if you remember that field trip, but we are in the same region in the Chihuahuan Desert. All right, here it is. This is the mouth of the Carlsbad Cavern Cave. We're going to be walking 2.5 miles down into the earth. Do you know that cave discovery is called spelunking? So here we go. So Carlsbad Cavern was actually discovered by a 16-year-old kid named Jim White in 1898. Can you imagine being a teenager and finding this ginormous hole in the earth and having the guts to go down in it? So just to kind of give you an idea, we are going down as far as the Empire State Building is tall. Check it out. Here we got the mouth. So from early February to late October, there are actually swallows that come in here and roost.
But it's just, this is the steeper part.
Right. All right, we're still working on our way to getting into the cave. And this is where we have been so far. So another fun fact, Blue Hole in Santa Rosa is a really, really cold lake where scuba divers learn to scuba dive because it's really deep. Scientists long ago put blue dye in the water at Blue Hole, and actually the water and the blue dye ended up coming into Carlsbad Caverns. So there's a huge tributary between Santa Rosa, New Mexico and Carlsbad. So in 3rd, 4th grade, you are going to learn about stalactites and stalagmites. Stalactites are formations that come from the top. So here you are starting to see stalactites. Still climbing down. Okay, so this is for Mr. Gordon. Back over here, you can't really see it, the Brazilian free-tailed bats roost in the back of this passage, and this is called the Bat Cave. I think this is the real Bat Cave. So I remember how I said a 16-year-old boy named Jim White founded Carlsbad Caverns? The reason he saw it is because he saw a massive swarm of bats spiraling into the dusky pink sky. And he thought it must have been either a fire or a really big cave. So he lit a dry stalk, dropped it down into this dark hole, and the glowing embers twirled almost 80 feet before striking the rock below. And this up there where the little bit of light is actually where the entrance to the cave is, and we're still going down. Look at these rock formations. Still going down. That's where the entrance was. Stay tuned next week as we continue the journey to the bottom of Carlsbad Caverns.